What's up, guys? Zenmaity here, coming at you with another retro deck profile. Today we're going to be looking at Adrian Shakir's third place YCS Seattle Wind-Up deck. This was the ShockLock format. This event was won by Inzectors, but we also had the Undying Mermail list that was really popular that just came out, as well as a few agent lists. Simon He's Agents is what I prefer to play when I play this format. I want to thank my roommate for letting me borrow his wind-ups. First, 3 Rabbit. This was a great way to maintain a level 3 on board while also triggering Factory, because you can use its effect to just dodge any traps and monster attacks and things like that to keep a level 3 on board. 3 Rat to summon monsters from the grave, wind-ups. And then the main combo pieces here, 3 Shark and the 3 Magician. Some lists did play only 2 Magician, but 3 was the optimal play with Magician Shark, of course, with your ending board of Carrier, Papilloperative, and the infamous Shockmaster. So on to the non-wind-up monsters. We have the abridged tour guide engine of 2 tour guides in Sangan. This was the format that tour guide was semi-limited to 2. Some lists opted to often play Night Assailant. I think more Dino Rabbit and Macro Rabbit lists were needing the extra tour guide target, and they were playing the Night Assailant. We have last monster being 2 Thunder King, just being a really good beat stick and stun card in the deck. On to the spells. We have the 3 Factory. This was your way to search your monsters, and it worked with any wind-up monster during any person's turn. So if you triggered it during your turn, you could use a rabbit to trigger it during their turn or during the mirror match. It's kind of a God of Z call situation where if your opponent activated a wind-up effect, you can search with this. It worked with Zenmaines. If your opponent didn't pop your Factory with Zenmaines, you got to search. So it was a great way to get searches off your opponent's Zenmaines. Pot of Avarice to recycle all your monsters. This is alive pretty much turn 1 or 2. It doesn't really clog opening. It's not that big of a deal. Opening is actually pretty great because you can put everything back after doing your combo and reuse your carrier if they destroy it. Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, Book of Moon, Heavy Storm, and 3 Mystical Space Typhoons to make sure all your plays go off. And then we will go on to the traps here. These were pretty much the staple popular traps at the time. Double Bottomless, a card that saw play mostly the format prior, but was still good during this format. Double Fiendish Chain. This card kind of came out of nowhere to be really popular because to stop the wind-up loop of last format, but also a great way to shut this deck down. And it was really great against Inzectors and things like that. 1 Mirror Force and 2 D-Prisons for our battle traps. 1 Compulse. This was not limited at the time. He only opted to play 1. It did eventually get limited a few years later. Double Torrential. And then the Solemn Brigade. We have Solemn Judgement and 2 Solemn Warnings. And we will get into the extra deck here. 1 Carrier. This was the catalyst of most of your plays to be able to summon a wind-up directly from deck. And then 1 Zenmaines. This is a great protection. You're going to see mostly rank 3s, 4s, and 5s. With Shark's level manipulation, you can kind of get into a lot of different plays. 1 Leviair. This is interesting. If you could bait your opponent's rabbit to get that off the board, and then you were able to go into Leviair and take it, and then became your rabbit. Leviaithan Dragon and Acid Golem as beat sticks. For OTK potential, we did have 1 Giga-Brilliant. This was a good way to buff all of your monsters. This deck can put out a lot of monsters very quickly, obviously with things like Magician and Rat. So the idea that you could go into this at the end of it and buff everything was really, really important. 1 Temtempo for opposing Zenmaines. And then for rank 4s, we have 1 Maestroke for defense. And then, of course, the Photon Butterfly, which is needed for the Shockmaster combo to target your Rat and change it to attack position, and then use its effect. Roach for defense against Cast Dragons. And then the newest card, 1 Abyss Dweller. This was this set just came out. We had just gotten Abyss Rising, but we had not yet gotten Cosmo Blazer, so Mermails didn't have lead or Teus, and therefore Gun wasn't that good, so Gun wasn't played, so it wasn't as combo heavy as it was, so this is a great way to shut that deck down. And then, of course, the Shockmaster. With Heavy Storm in the format, setting 2 was kind of the popular play to avoid being heavied, so we had Zenmaioh, Tiras, and Adrian. This is a great way to just pop face-up cards, so let me know what you guys think of the deck. So now we're going to be going over the Magician Shark combo. We're going to normal summon our Magician, and that's going to allow us to special summon Shark, which is going to trigger Magician's effect, and we're going to get another Magician. Then we're going to use Shark's effect to be level 3, which will summon Wind-Up Rat from the deck, and then we'll overlay our 2 Magicians here for Butterfly, and we'll attach Butterfly to target Rat, and then we'll use Rat's effect to target Magician. And since our Shark is level 3, you can use that to make Carrier, and we can use Carrier's effect, which will also trigger Magician's effect to summon 2 more Sharks, and then we will overlay all 3 of these here for Shockmaster. So thanks for watching, guys.